Have you ever tasted the steel barrel of a gun? I hope not. Shane here. Welcome back to another episode of Road Noise. I'm going to take you back in my journey. Go back about 20 years. It's going to put me in my mid-20s. Life took a turn. Things got tough. At 19, I bought my first house. At 22, I opened my first car dealership. For a few years, things were good. I was making more money than I could have imagined. I was also spending more money than I thought possible. In that short window, life was good. Life was good. I ended up freshly married in that time frame as well, and had a little boy. Unbeknownst to me, my character defects and my past was catching up with me. I grew up in an alcoholic family, swore I would never be that guy. I took pride in the fact that I was different, that I was unique. Didn't take very long before the excessive income was offset by excessive amounts of drugging and drinking and filling an ego with material items. So over that window of roughly 3-4 years, I didn't really see it coming, but it was coming for me. I was so convinced I wasn't going to be that person. It wasn't going to get me. I was so confident, so cocky, and so arrogant about it that my eyes were closed, and I didn't know it was coming. And then one day, the pressure became too much to bear. Things around me started collapsing. I felt like I wasn't in control. A lot of times of my emotions, of my feelings, of my thoughts. And I found myself sitting late at night, drinking on the hoist in my shop with a loaded handgun. Because the pressure of this world caught up with me. Sorry, I don't talk about it often, and I haven't really went back to that place for a long time. Just makes it a little real. And I remember sitting there, thinking it was better off for everybody around me if I just checked out. I didn't want to admit failure. I didn't want to be seen in public in my community when people talked. I certainly didn't want to face my wife at the time. I didn't want to deal with a lot of the stuff that was going on. So as I sat there thinking about all of the reasons why it was time to check out, there was one reason. And that was that little guy at home. Because I didn't give a shit for me. Not in that mental state, not at that point. I didn't care about me. But I cared enough about him that I didn't want, for whatever reason, something came over me at that moment. And just told me, don't be a coward. He needs you. This world is tough. But if you can get through this, you can get through anything. And that little guy needs you. I don't know. I believe in a higher power today. I do believe in God. I'm not overly religious. But I'm trying to get to a better place there. But something came over me right in that moment. That it was worth hanging on to. Not giving up wasn't an option. It wasn't a path I was willing to take. And I needed to make right by him. And I did. There was a lot of tough years to follow after that, though. There was a lot of guilt, a lot of false pride, a lot of character building that had to come, which included a recovery program, which, today, after 15 years of being clean and sober, still doesn't mean things are easy. Life's still going to throw you a curveball from time to time. I believe today my biggest, and I only was able to come to this understanding because of my higher power, and truly coming to the understanding that there is something greater than me out there. I just have to listen and I have to trust. And if I'm not willing to do that, and I try to take control of everything and try to force things, that's when life becomes unstable. That's when I start putting expectations on things and then they don't go my way. So it's taken a long time to get to the point of truly believing and understanding that I'm just a small piece of this really big equation. But with trust, in faith, in a higher power, whatever you choose that to be, whether that you spell it G-O-D or there's something else, that's okay. If you're struggling right now, if you're going through a tough time, don't give up. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for somebody else. Do it for a spouse. Do it for your children. Do it for your parents. Do it for your best friend. Just hang on. Because there's easier days coming. Doesn't make them easy. I said easier. But we got to step out of our own way. I hope all of you are doing well today. If you're struggling with anything, by all means, please reach out. I'm here to have a conversation if you need something. It's on my heart today. And I know this world is painful, and I know there's a lot of people out there today struggling in one way, shape, or form. One of the biggest things that kept me down was being too tough to ask for help, being too tough to communicate with those around me that needed to hear and understand how I was feeling. Too weak to put my hand up and ask for help. Scream if I needed to. I'm in a tough spot. I don't understand what's going on. I'm hurting right now. And I'm a grown-ass man, and that's okay. I get so fucking irritated with some of the stuff today. Some of the false pretenses of suck it up, you're a man, it doesn't matter, you'll get through it, stop being a pussy. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of that is true to some extent. Doesn't mean you have to walk around being soft and being passive and not being a man and being ashamed to be alpha, to be a man, and to have that structure about you. But what's not okay is to think you have to go through this life and bear all of the weight on your shoulders, and that you can't ask for help because it's a sign of weakness. No, what's a sign of weakness is sitting like a little soft bitch and putting a gun in your mouth and thinking about checking out because you don't have the mental aptitude or the wherewithal to just fucking ask for help. There is an easier, softer way. We just have to ask for it, and we have to understand that most people in this world are a lot alike. The only difference is some of them talk about it and some of them run from it. I'm not a runner anymore today. Doesn't mean life's always easy and there aren't stresses. But I would take my worst day today than my best day back then. So, any of you that are struggling with anything or know somebody who is, send them my way. Send them to this video. Send them to the comments. Let me connect. I'm willing to. It's my way of giving back today. I hope all of you are doing well. And if you're in a tough spot, don't give up. Don't give in. Ask for help. Somebody is willing to help you. Don't try to bear the weight of this world yourself, because it will crush you. It will fucking wreck you. And it might cost you your life. I'll see you guys in the next one.